We are 45 seconds from ignition. Seconds. Stand by.
Yep. Radio.
15 seconds. Stand by. Lights, sound, and cameras.
Radio.
5 seconds to live queue open and talent in 2.
It's Freedom Friday, shout hooray. Bradley J's got the mic today. Producer Ron tries, oh he sways to be less gay, just one more day. Phil Bell's groove and freedom's his jam. Big Gretsch dreams, but we don't give a damn. Oh, freedom, sweet freedom. Ring that bell from the hills to the cities. We all yell, oh, sweet freedom. Can't you see? We're jamming for the red, white, and the free, Phil's our brother, he's the real deal. Loves his country, that's the appeal. Big ideas, big heart, will roll him strong with the freedom zeal. Ron's clapping, Bradley's snapping, Phil's laughing, flags are flapping, stars and stripes, we're all high-fiving. Freedom's vibe, it keeps us thriving.
Remember, duck and cover. It could save your life. You see the flash? A nuclear bomb, what do? It's simple.
Duck and cover.
And you cover. That's the federal government for you. They are looking out for your best interest. I almost killed myself trying to get to the bell.
The bell?
Sorry, I couldn't find a gayer ribbon to put it on. So, welcome to the Daily Mojo for Friday. This is the last Friday of February, the year of our Lord 2026. And in the immortal words of Joe Puja, there's just too damn much confusion here. There is confusion in a lot of places. My fingers are so dry that there we go. My fingers are that dry. They won't, the touchpad. I'm telling you, winter is not your friend.
Yeah.
Make sure to moisturize. Friends don't let friends get unmoisturized. There is an update in the missing Michelle Lynn Hundley Smith. Remember the mother that went missing 24 years ago and then suddenly was discovered. Apparently she was slightly more than 12 minutes away. She was 3 hours away from her original home in North Carolina? And, Eden, North Carolina. So she was 3 hours away on the other side of the state, which makes a little more sense than, driving down the road a little bit from Dallas to Fort Worth. But you wonder why maybe people didn't recognize her, and there she is today. They have chased her down, and now, of course, the press won't leave her alone. Her daughter, however, says that, she's forgiven her. And this was a bad. I mean, from a husband's point of view, it's like, they left you. From the kids, that can F you up for life. When your parent just disappears, and you find out that they just wandered down the road 3 hours. Her daughter had spent her entire life looking for her.
Wow.
And she says she forgives her, though. She says she forgives her. The press got this picture of Michelle Hundley Smith. She's now 62. Disappeared in 2001. At the time, she had 19, 14, and 8-year-old kids.
She was done, apparently.
Don't know what the story is. Not really any of our business, but since it's on the front page. Her daughter, Amanda, who was 14 at the time, so that was 20. So her daughter is, 40? Close to 40? Maths are hard. Anyway, 21 and she's 35. She's been in contact with her mother. She says, I've forgiven her. Michelle herself says, we've talked privately. Now leave me alone. Go away. She does not obviously want the attention, but her daughter has forgiven her. So that's probably the most important thing to take away from that. What is about, man, mother, that really does. It messes with, when your mother, it's one thing to be abducted, and that's what they probably all thought.
Yeah.
About their mothers, that somebody took them, to find out that she just left.
Because she was tired.
And never came back.
Yeah.
But we don't know why she left.
Yeah.
That's just it. She may have been being beaten. We do not know. So, but to find out that as a child, to find out your mom just left, that will do a number on you. In another mother case, this is strange because, and Beaver, Beaver sent this to me yesterday, I think. This is a weird update to the Nancy Guthrie story. And apparently somebody had heard a woman like leaning out of a car screaming. A 911 caller on the night Nancy Guthrie was abducted reported seeing a woman hanging out of a car window screaming.
Callers advising they saw a female out of a vehicle window screaming. The vehicle was a dark gray or blue Chevy Malibu, no plate. Advised that the female was hanging out of the window wearing all black, and the door was also open.
Was the woman in the car 84-year-old Nancy? The location given by the undetermined 911 caller is just 3 miles from her house. The disturbing call was revealed last night by Nancy Grace.
Is it connected? We don't know, but it's close to her home around the time she was taken. We can't really discount anything.
And she's right. We don't know. We know nothing. Is it possible that Nancy Guthrie decided, I've had enough? I'm moving to Mexico. I guess that's within the realm of possibilities. But it doesn't feel that way, but again, anything is possible. We just don't know. And I don't know that these rumors are true because we've all speculated about whether or not, could Savannah Guthrie ever go back to the Today Show? Could she ever
Seems like
end up back on the show?
Be tough to go back on the show.
Seems like it would be. According to The Sun, not the one in the sky, but the newspaper, she has made the heart-wrenching decision to return to Today after spending weeks searching. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. That's just what The Sun is reporting as of yesterday afternoon.
It's just going to be something like it's going to be this cloud hanging over her the whole time she's there.
That's why I don't know if it's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Show business is a funny animal, though.
Well, so is money.
Savannah's mom,
I'm
Nancy Guthrie.
she's not being paid right now. I don't know.
Oh, she's being paid.
Oh, she's on a contract.
She gets a salary.
Sure. Yeah.
She doesn't get a weekly paycheck. She's being paid. Good grief, that's right. Today is the 27th. Nancy Guthrie went missing on the 1st. So we're going on a month. We're going on 28 days. Well, and what do we know? So far we know that there have been some ransom letters. We don't know if they are
those
legit ransom letters.
Those communications kind of dried up. I mean, TMZ was getting notifications, weekly?
Well, us being informed of them dried up.
Yeah. Okay.
We don't know if they dried up or not. They may have just stopped telling us. Savannah Guthrie, how old is she, you think?
Probably low 50s, maybe.
54.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking she was older. An insider told The Sun that Savannah is coming back to New York City after spending weeks in Arizona assisting law enforcement. She's coming back to New York for her kids and their school and her life. That's the other thing. You got, talk about being torn in two different directions. You got your family at home with your kids, but you got your mom missing. That would be, or would it be? Where should your loyalties be? To your commitments that you've made? Source said, her husband, Michael Feldman, who used to work for the Clintons, stopped by the Today Show studios and thanked everybody. He said that what the Sun is reporting is that he said that she would be returning to work. The family is coming to terms with the idea that Nancy is likely gone. Staying in Arizona is going to help that. But a separate industry insider said Savannah will absolutely remain with NBC, but no one is sure in what capacity. There is no reason for her not to return. And there have been reports that people are fighting over her job at show business is so. Are those true? Yeah, probably, because people are that way. I said that Megyn Kelly the other day was ragging on Hoda, which is weird because Hoda, to me, I don't know Hoda, but the way Megyn made it sound was like Hoda's just as bad as the rest of them. I don't know Megyn. It's really a backbite. See, it's a good thing I'm so wonderful.
That's true, Brad.
That's true. No one ever has any bad stories about me.
Nope.
Because they're well paid. If you would, you're well paid. You're well paid to say just that. So we'll see what happens with Savannah Guthrie, whether she comes back or not. It's really irrelevant since all those morning shows are probably going to go by the wayside in the next few years anyway, because they are losing any sort of relevance that they have in the world, and the whole news departments at the mainstream media, they're drying up to a large degree and again becoming irrelevant because they have spread so much mis and disinformation across the landscape during the past few years. So we'll see what happens. And again, it's a horrible thing that has likely happened to Nancy Guthrie, and we hope that they find her whereabouts soon. Whiskey 6 said there's a lot of desert around Tucson and only an hour from Mexico. Yeah, I mean, but the weird thing is why? We now find out that the person who came to the door the night that she disappeared had been to the door on a previous evening. Why her? And is it something as stupid as she didn't pay the lawn guy, or she yelled at the lawn guy for not trimming the hedges the right way? And it could be anything, because I don't know if you knew this or not, the world is kind of weird. And yet, Crafting Freak is right. The sharks start circling when they smell blood in the water, especially in the entertainment industry. Want to be a part of the program here? The hashtag to use is what I learned today. We're everywhere you need to be. We're on X. We're at the dailymojo.com. We are flying around at Rumble. And all you need to do to find out, what is that? Nah. Slightly Venomous Kirk just put a tweet out there that I'll just go ahead and I'll repost that, and y'all can make of it what you will. I don't know if that's a real study or not, but it would possibly. Who originally tweeted this? The Freckled Liberty. Somebody asked Grok if it's true. You know what? I'll just let you find out. Just take a look. That Grok really does suck the fun out of stuff. Remember when you could have urban legends go on for, I don't know, at least a few days, maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months if you were lucky. Things, did you know so-and-so found a razor blade in M&Ms, and then the people were panicked about finding razor blades in M&Ms for weeks? I just made that up. I don't know if it's true. But now someone tweets something out, and one of the first people is just tags Grok, and it says, yep. Grok, is this true? Yep. Grok goes and searches the interweb and says, yeah, there's nothing here. Somebody sent me a note yesterday about remember the kid that the president had made a member of the Secret Service? Oh yeah, DJ. The big old thing going around saying he passed away. He didn't. Yeah. He didn't. Devarjay DJ Daniel, 13-year-old American boy, who was again, I guess Trump made him an honorary Secret Service agent
at last year's State of the Union. Yeah,
yeah, and so when I got the note, what I did was do a little grok search, and yep, not true. But you just have to be careful now. There are all sorts of rumors flying around, and you can find out in literally seconds whether or not they're true, because we all have access to Grok. And Grok he's a good friend to all of us, and we'd like to honor his service. Because he's out there every day, he's fighting for us. Isn't he? And he does it for what? Do we pay him? No. I don't pay him anyway. I don't know if you pay him or not. But Wade Robertson says there was that one time I could talk about, Bard. Remember with the rubber chicken? Yeah, that, you keep it quiet. The checks will keep coming. Look, we have an endless supply of cash here, and we can keep everybody as quiet as we need to keep them for as long as we need to keep them. So don't even think you're going to frighten us into submission. However, if you have anything on Epstein or the Clintons, you could be in serious danger. The Epstein files are the gift that keeps on giving, and they've almost got Trump. I'm telling you, yesterday we told you that now the new accusation is that the DOJ is withholding all the files that incriminate Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein. That there have to be pictures and files with his name on it, and a list of the horrible things he did to underage kids, and that has to exist. So the DOJ must be hiding those and withholding those from the press and the public.
Just like Biden did. Be the answer. Just like Biden did. Biden withheld them.
Absolutely. So that is what's going on. That's why we can't seem to nail Trump with any of this stuff, because they have those locked away in a secret, super duper, super safe secret vault.
They're with the
that
UFOs.
Nobody can get to. They are. Yeah, that's exactly.
And
with the Jimmy Hoffa files as well. But the rest of the people continue to take it on the chin in other places. Now there is a photo of Stephen Hawking between two bikini-clad women right there. So
that's what I'm talking about, Stephen. Wow.
Should we dig him up and beat the shit out of him for associating with Epstein now? Is that what we do? I mean, what was he doing with the women? Because as far as I know, pretty much did anything below the neck work? The dude was a genius.
That paragraph right above the photo, that's great.
But the snap has a simple explanation. According to Hawking's family, who claimed that the women he was posing with were regular caretakers employed to help provide 24-hour care for him amid his battle with early onset ALS. Yeah. I mean, the pictures in the they don't prove anything. Nothing.
Yeah, and it says that photo's not even taken on Little St. James. That photo was taken on.
Doesn't matter.
St.
He's in the
Thomas.
Epstein files. He must be a piece of crap.
Lord have
He
mercy.
has to be. Well, I'm just using their logic with Trump.
Sure,
if Trump is in the Epstein files, he must be a piece of crap. It doesn't matter that it doesn't say that he did anything. It just that he's in there.
That makes Whoopi Goldberg a piece of crap.
No. She's immune. She's black. Why are you such a racist? What is it about black people that you just don't like?
I love black people.
You say that now. He claimed another victim, he being Jeffrey Epstein, the head of where did that story go? The head of the World Economic Forum. He is resigning now because of his association with Jeffrey Epstein. Not that that's a big loss. I mean, we're talking about the World Economic Forum. Surprise, surprise. A bunch of lefties out there gallivanting around with Jeffrey Epstein. So it's claimed yet another victim on their side of the aisle. It reminds me of, was it The Search? No, it was The Wrath of Khan, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. When Khan thinks he's killed Kirk and the rest of them, but they're at the center of the Genesis planet. And Khan is shocked to hear Kirk's voice. And Kirk says, yes, old friend, but like a poor marksman, you keep missing the target. That's the way these people are with the Epstein file. They're trying so desperately to pin something on Trump, and the collateral damage is amazing. They are taking down people, everybody from Barry Diller to the, Casey Wasserman, the guy who had the big talent agency out in L.A. It is, the people are falling left and right. You don't hear generally the mainstream media talking about it, but now the World Economic Forum, the head or president, do they have a president, or was it just the WE? I think it may have been just the chairman. Right there, the chief. He has resigned over Epstein ties. Borge Brende. That's a name, huh? Borge Brende, former foreign minister of Norway. Oh, Vikings. There's only one good Viking, and you know who she is. The former minister of Norway had maintained contact with the convicted sex offender. He spoke to Epstein. Didn't even speak to him. He emailed with him.
If there's nothing there, why resign?
It doesn't matter if there's anything there because your reputation, they have made it so that your reputation, you're done. If your name appears somewhere in there, they will take you down.
Glenn Beck's name appeared. He didn't resign.
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg appeared. She didn't resign. So you're suggesting that because he did resign, there's something there?
Yes.
Okay.
Or more there than.
So
and he's afraid it might come out. Or is this
just speculation?
I don't know this. Speculation.
Right, so you just speculate.
Yeah.
Okay.
But why
you
resign?
Think Trump's in there?
Do I think Trump's in the? Yeah, his name's in the files.
Won't you feel bad if he has cancer or something and he's having to resign because he has cancer?
Well, that's not why he said he's resigning, Brad. That's why I say that.
What did he say he's resigning over?
Because he was in the Epstein files. I don't know.
I don't know why he's resigning either.
Okay.
That's my point. It just says he's resigning over. We don't know what the story says. That's just the headline. I don't know. Don't know what he did. Don't know what he didn't do. But he does run the annual summit in Davos. And you know what they do there. You know what they do there, don't you? Ron, you know
eat
what they
children?
do.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
They're grinding them up. They make a slushy. See, that's one of those things where
gross.
They put
wow.
The adrenochrome thing I have a real tough time with. Is it possible? Sure. Is it likely? I don't think so. It just is. They throw stuff like that in there so that people who are rabidly anti-evil, and I'll give you that, the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions.
Somebody asked Clinton about Pizzagate yesterday.
Mm-hmm. I don't know anything about it. Mm-hmm. It was false. And what do we know?
Hardly anything.
Nothing.
If anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
We know nothing. There was evidence of nothing. There's no basement in that pizza place. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying
didn't Pizzagate come to
scumbags.
Us through Q years and years ago?
I don't remember where the
Pizzagate thing came from. Yeah.
Let's see. Pizzagate origin.
I thought that was a Q thing. Maybe not.
Let's see. Well, according to Wikipedia, and you can always trust that.
Oh, absolutely.
The personal email account, the member's origins. October 30th, 2016, Twitter account posting white supremacist material, which said it was run by a Jewish New York lawyer. Lawyer. I wonder how Tom Blochow is these days. He was not doing well last time we checked. He's probably not long for this world. So it was run by a Jewish New York lawyer falsely claimed that the New York Police Department had discovered a pedophilia ring linked to members of the Democratic Party while searching through Anthony Weiner's emails. So no, it wasn't Q.
Oh,
Throughout
yeah.
October
Anthony
and November
Weiner.
20. See how your memory gets twisted, though?
Yeah.
Now, if this is right, because, again,
Yeah.
it's Wikipedia. While searching through Anthony Weiner's emails throughout October and November 2016, WikiLeaks had published John Podesta's emails. Proponents of the conspiracy theory read the emails and alleged they contained code words for pedophilia and human trafficking. Proponents also claimed that Comet Ping Pong, a pizzeria in Washington, D.C., was a meeting ground for satanic ritual abuse. Blah, blah, blah. So there you go. 4chan was also. Now, did Q get involved at some point? Probably. Do we never figure out how Q? It's QAnon. It's not Q. Q is on Star Trek.
Yeah. QAnon.
QAnon.
No, not that I'm aware of. I think there were several people who came out and said they were QAnon, but that
Yeah.
hasn't
But
been proven.
we still don't know.
Yeah.
Is it Trump? Let's see. What Wade's is not far off. Pizza, jerky. Don't think of it as a place. They still order pizza. Where's the Wiener laptop? Again, I'm not saying it does. Remember, it's not what you know. It's what you can prove. And until you can prove it, it is nothing but supposition and allegations. And that's it. I mean, I'm with you. They're evil people for a lot of reasons. Are they eating children? Is it in the realm of possibilities? Yes. Is it likely? I discovered something, though, taking my vitamins from Dr. Stella this morning, is that you don't need to put them in a shaker cup. All this time I've been making it a lot of work. That makes my hand look huge, doesn't it? So because the shaker cup was in use for something else this morning. See, you could read anything into that. So I just took some of the Immunolite. They changed it, right? Is it Covalite now? Immunolite. Whatever it's called. It's vitamins that you mix it with water and you don't have to swallow a bunch of pills. And I took the scoop and I poured it into a glass of water and I simply stirred it and it mixed wonderfully. And so you don't even need to shake it. It's even less effort than I thought it was to take your vitamins every day. And where do you find them? At stellasmojo.com, because she wants you to be happy and healthy. She told me. Matter of fact, she called me just before the show. I said, I want them all to be happy and healthy. So make sure that they go to stellasmojo.com and use the promo code Daily Mojo for 5% off. And then she looked at me and she said,
You've got to take your vitamins every day, and Stella's Mojo is the way.
and I said, that's weird. I didn't think you sang like that, but she did. And it's stellasmojo.com.
Taste the honey sauce. Like I like it. Ooh, yeah. This is the Daily Mojo Friday.
You're being scolded in the chat room.
I'm always being scolded in there. There's Q, and then there are anons. There is no QAnon. It's not QAnon. It is Q. It is Q, and there are anons, but there is no QAnon. Are we sure? Because Q. So is it Q from Star Trek?
No, I don't think it's Q from Star Trek.
How do you know?
John Delancey doesn't have that kind of time. See how I knew his name?
Or as some people call him, Eugene.
Eugene.
Because he played Eugene on some gay show.
Huh.
The core belief. Cannabis. Sorry, I'm catching up. QAnon. Oh, there is a QAnon. Says so right here.
On Wikipedia.
But there is no. So, you don't trust Wikipedia?
I don't. Why? There's some decent information out there, but I don't trust it to be the end all be all.
I would think that the people who know who Q is are the ones who would get on here and edit the QAnon page,
Possibly,
wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, that's who would be on there.
I mean, I
if
do
you
remember
believe
hearing QAnon. I remember hearing that. But
now maybe QAnon is the theory itself. Maybe it's not the person.
And wasn't the account on 8chan or 4chan, wherever it was, wasn't the account called QAnon?
Or was it simply called Q?
Not that it matters. Is that even still going?
No, it does matter.
Is there still a QAnon list? I mean,
if no one has figured out who he or she or they are, then yeah, there's still a Q.
Huh.
Why wouldn't there be?
Yeah.
Just because they're not saying anything, unless they're dead. In which case, if it's a they, unless they're all dead.
Yeah.
And is it a they or is it a she or a he or a them?
Good point.
So there could be a number of Qs. And the QAnon theory. Eugene Bradford in Days of Our... Is that who? No, he wasn't Eugene Bradford. Was he? No, he was... It's like... what the hell was his name? Is it like... The hell's the... Dax Shepard's wife. Kristen Bell. She played, what was it? Who she played? Kristen Bell played. Anyway, I thought Eugene was on that show. I don't know. I like gay stuff.
Yeah, he played Eugene Bradford, Days of Our Lives.
He was on Days of Our Lives? I was on Days of Our Lives. No big whoop. Did you know Jack Dorsey?
No.
X. No, Jack was Jack. Hold on a second. Was he? Yeah, he was
Twitter.
X. Twitter.
Yeah,
that was Jack Dorsey.
Okay,
right.
I think so.
He is the CFO, or is his CEO of Block. Did I know that? He's the co-founder and CEO of Block.
He's the CEO of Square
and Block.
Yeah, Square. I use Square. I didn't know that.
I didn't either. With every passing day, I am convinced that we're shifting timelines. Something's happening.
Yeah.
It's either the CERN Hadron Collider, something is going on, but we are shifting timelines. That commercial, the pigs flying commercial, Jack Dorsey being Block's co-founder and CEO, I do not remember that at all. I didn't know he's the founder of Square.
No, it shows him as the CEO of Square.
Okay.
I don't know if
anyway,
he was the founder or not.
Block Technology, though, that's the whole blockchain stuff. Their shares went up 24% because they laid off half the workforce.
He's on the board of directors of Blue Sky also. Surprise.
We knew he was a lefty. They're laying off 4,000 employees at Block, about half of the headcount, and the shares in the company went up almost 25%.
I guess Block Inc. is Square.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that blockchain?
I don't think so.
Is that H&R Block?
No.
Is that Blockhead?
Nah.
CFO said the job cuts would enable it to move faster with smaller, highly talented teams using AI to automate more work. What was the timeline? We gave the timeline not long ago about what AI could do with regard to not being overseen by a human. Because you can use AI, and we all use in some way, shape, or form, or many of us use AI to make life easier. In our case here, for the description of the show, AI listens to or reads or however the hell it does it, and then goes, oh, here's what the show is about, and gives you a little synopsis.
Yeah.
So you don't have to listen to it and write it all down. It does it for you. Now, it used to be that it would take AI, or you could give AI a task, and it could complete that task, and you could walk away for maybe a couple of hours, and it would do what you needed it to do for 2 hours.
Yeah.
They say now we're like this close to it being able to do its own thing for like a year. It can just keep on keep on keeping on for a year and continue to do a job without any human oversight.
Did you know that Jack Dorsey is one of the few persons who are speculated to be Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin? That's crazy.
How many people are suspected of being
I'm sure
Satoshi?
several.
Because and does that how is he associated with blockchain then?
I don't know. I didn't see anything in his Wikipedia page about blockchain other than that statement about Bitcoin.
I thought you didn't trust Wikipedia.
That's the only place I went to.
Who is blockchain
Creator?
CEO?
Oh.
Peter Smith is the co-founder and CEO of blockchain. Major crypto. That's just blockchain.com.
Yeah.
Is that the technology though?
Well, ask Rob.
See that
who created the blockchain technology?
What are you going to do when they start charging for Grok? Peter Smith created it, didn't he?
Who created blockchain technology? Satoshi Nakamoto. So there you go.
Who could be Peter Smith
or Jack Dorsey? Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Or any number of other people. Probably some Somali living in Minnesota is who created it.
It's probably Phil Bell, and he's just rich as hell, and we just don't know it.
Huh. That could be it. That could very well be it. Phil's in the house. We will talk to him about a number of things coming up here. Let's see, do I have something? Hold on a second. I thought there was something special for Friday, but yeah, there is. Isn't there a special thing for Friday? Yeah. We'll do it.
Did you find
next with Phil Bell on the Daily Mojo.
Sun's burning down on this 9-to-5 grind. Clock's ticking slow like it's messing with my mind. Boots scuff the floor, feel the weight of the day. But that whistle's gonna blow and I'm on my way. Almost Friday, I can taste the night. Cold beer in my hand, stars shining bright. Got a fire in my chest and my head held high. Almost Friday, feeling so alive.
You know where to find us. TheDailyMojo.com.
Hobo Joe is right. If, in fact, it was Tashi who invented blockchain, it should be blockchain. Well, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Is he? No, he's not wrong. So from this day forward, it shall be known as blockchain on the Daily Mojo.
Get on board Phil's freedom train. Rolling out, feel that joy again. Hands up high, let go of the pain. Get on board Phil's freedom train.
Love it.
All group, all day. Get on board Phil's freedom train.
You know, next to Phil, I look so
it.
white. So pathetically, foolishly white. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I've got my Phil Bell whistle. I am good. And hang on a second, because money doesn't just money shouts. James in Louisiana, he says happy Friday. He put a little tip in our G string, and we appreciate that. So thank you.
There you go.
It's been an interesting week. How do you feel about the alternate timeline that we might be in? Does it ever feel like we've torn a hole in the fabric of time and space, and weird things have happened that you can't really explain?
So at the risk of running off all of our female viewers, I am also a fan of Star Trek The Next Generation. And there's plenty of times where the Enterprise D manages to find itself in either an alternate timeline or some kind of hole in the space-time continuum. I think it's entirely possible. The question is, when did we go through the hole? And what caused it? And is it all the planet, or is it just us?
Right. CERN is a major. It could be them. It could be when they each time they open and test the Large Hadron Collider. That apparently that does something. I don't know about open. They say it may open a portal to hell. I'm more inclined to think that it does somehow tear space and time and force us down some weird sidetrack, which in theory there are like an infinite number of timelines happening right next to each other.
Right.
In theory, which is
cool,
almost too much
right?
for human. Yeah, it's cool, but it's almost impossible to comprehend.
No, it's not. I want you to think about this. That means there is a timeline where I am married to Cindy Crawford but hate her. So if I could just get over there, we could switch places. That guy could come here,
Right.
and I could be there,
Right.
and everything else would be the same.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, there are multiple other universes and timelines where I'm not even going to say what I'm doing. But
here's
let's
the problem, though.
yeah.
Imagine if you think you find the right one, but you go over there and it turns out everything else is the same except humans there don't breathe oxygen, and so there's no oxygen to breathe. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to marry Cindy. Oh, and then that's it. That's the concern I have.
And then you're dead. That would be you find out you're rich and you're married to Cindy Crawford and there's no air.
Yep.
And then you're dead. Yep, that would be my luck. All right, let's the first headline up here is the Donald Trump approval rating from the Trafalgar Group as of February 2026. Oh, it looks like people are, although it does, okay, we've got a strongly disapprove faction over there as well. What's going on here?
So Trafalgar back in 2016 was the first pollster publicly that said President Trump was going to be President Trump. And they had very unique techniques to figure out if people were supporting him, which was something like, hey, do you think your neighbor supports President Trump as opposed to Donald Trump, as opposed to asking you if you support? So that way it was a way of just kind of teasing that out. And that's where you would consistently see the Trafalgar poll show Trump either neck and neck or above crooked Hillary. And of course, he won by roughly what Trafalgar said. Now, I wanted to point this out because Trafalgar is saying something that nobody else is saying. Just like 2016, we have been seeing things that are saying Trump's approval rating is about 37 or about 42 or about 45. And of course, we're all seeing this for one reason. The old saw is that if the president is underwater, under 50%, then we have no shot in the midterms and we should just pack it in. And right now, on the edge of March, they are trying to get us, they being the mainstream media, to pack in the midterm elections.
It really, for the people with TDS, the useful idiots with TDS, they do not understand that this really isn't about Trump, do they?
No.
They don't understand that it's not, he is just the figurehead, that he represents the anti-machine, the anti-establishment, and that Bob Smith could be in there. They don't get it. They've aimed all of their hatred toward this one individual, this one guy, and they are. It's mind-boggling how they cannot see that when the rest of us can see that, and we can see the good that he is doing. It is so strange to look at those people and wonder what the hell color the sky in their world is. It's that bizarre to me.
Well, first of all, great reference to the former New Hampshire Senator Bob Smith, who, if I recall correctly, did attempt to run for president for something like 5 days. But I think you're right about the useful idiots, but I want to go a step further. It's not just them that are a problem. It's the other Republicans who are a problem. I can say in the last few weeks, I've heard many times from, pretty astute people who are on our side, who believe in what we believe in, have taken this kind of claptrap and said, hey, look, we're going to lose. It's going to be a wipeout, you name it. And so what are we doing? Why are we trying to do anything? And beyond that, look at all of the members who have retired, who said, I'm not even going to try. they need to stay and fight, and they need to avoid looking at the polls, including this one, because it's our job to put our message out there and win people over person by person, as opposed to what's going on now.
And the late, great Rush Limbaugh remind us almost on a daily basis that polls were intended to influence public opinion and not reflect it. And
correct.
Still, that message doesn't seem to get out there to enough people either. Speaking of people who have retired, though, is Mitch McConnell still alive, do you think?
We believe Mitch McConnell is still alive. From what I understand, he is still there. Either that or he is Biden style, propped up like Weekend at Bernie's in his office.
There's no doubt he is not well. There was I think I may have played it for you, the interview that he did with some local radio station in Kentucky, and he sounded like death on a cracker. I mean, he sounded, it was just an audio interview. I thought I played that for you. Maybe I sent it to you. But he sounded horrible. If he's not dead, he's dying fine. He's this close. He's dying Feinstein close. And we know what the political parties will do with people who are close to, will continue to prop them up. They'll even probably put jumper cables on them just to make them jump every now and then once they do die, just so they look like they're alive. I mean, it sounds crazy, but would you say that will never happen?
Oh, no, I think it absolutely happens. And believe it or not, the people I blame the most for this are not DC insiders. It's not the staff. It's not the power hungry people around them. I actually blame people like me who are your grassroots activists. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to go to the Fairfax GOP convention. And while we're there, we're going to have the exact same thing happen. We will recognize the elected officials, and we will all clap for the elected officials because we like them. Mm-hmm. But you know what happens? Mm-hmm. We elect these people, and after they get in, we stop holding them accountable. You say, look, you've got that R by your name. Oh, man, just keep fighting the good fight. Isn't that great? Well, that becomes a political machine. That's how those things get fired up, and they stay, and they stay, and they stay, and nobody can credibly come along and say, listen, Mitch, you know what? You're getting into your 70s. You're getting into your 80s. You've had a good run, and I'll give him credit. He's done some good things, especially on judges, especially making sure that we didn't get somebody like Merrick Garland on the Supreme Court. So we can't, go around and trash Mitch on everything because he did some good. But, hey, look, the run's come to an end. We've got some people, whether they're on your staff, whether they're people like Daniel Cameron, whether they're other folks who could be there and could represent this state in the Senate. Let's give them a shot. And it's up to the voters to say that.
We talked with our mutual friend, Raven Harrison, this week earlier. And she, as you know, she's down in Florida now. She's running for Congress. And we asked her opinion on Marjorie Taylor Greene. Have you and I spoken about?
No.
What is your take? What is your take on MTG?
I'll tell you, it's tough because on one hand, when she was single, I said, hey, she could come over here and be Mrs. Bell. But the problem is I really didn't appreciate that during the shutdown, she was complaining to Speaker Johnson, hey, the House isn't in session, the House isn't in session, which she was right about, by the way. But she was also chair of the Doge Committee. Why were they not having meetings on what they could do when the House came back into session? Why were they not developing what their plans were going to be rather than just saying, oh, well, this is bad and I don't like this and I don't like that and I don't like the other? That's for people like me to do because I'm sitting here not as a member of one of those bodies, but she was, and she wasted that opportunity and then decided, look, I'm going to trash everybody on the way out while saying things I agree with. So it's very, very tortured. I thank her for what she did, but I don't like the way it ended.
Well, and it was a dumbass move for her to do the Costa Rica thing, go down there and send a video. Hey, I'm living my best life, and things are. It's like, what are you doing? What? But again, there were people who were, oh, thank you for what you've done. Which again, but it wasn't a good look. It's like, why give the opposition ammunition to load their gun and aim it at you? and she cost the people of Georgia money in the special election, and it makes you wonder if, again, the conspiratorial part of me, but not really, because we know that if Washington and the machine doesn't like you, and if they really don't like you, they'll just kill you. And maybe she had threats.
You know what? I think they all get threats. I remember years ago reading through the back when comment sections on articles were even bigger, especially on sports articles. And somebody on the Mets did poorly. There's always somebody, hey, I'm gonna kill you because you allowed 5 earned runs in 2 2/3 of an inning. Do I think that was actually credible? No. Do I think the majority of them are credible? No, I don't. Are some of them? Sure. But the big problem here, though, at the end of the day is you're in office. You're inside the machine. You can make the changes. You obviously care about it. She obviously does care about it. I absolutely believe she does. And I absolutely believe she's with us on 99.9% of the things. And hey, you can get frustrated. It is a frustrating thing, but you have to stick with it. And keep in mind, if we didn't, we were frustrated when Mitt Romney was nominated and they wouldn't even go out and say the number of delegates that Ron Paul won at the 2012 convention. 4 years later, we nominated and elected Donald Trump. Imagine if we said, screw it, I'm out. This whole epic never would have happened.
Every time I hear his name, all I can think of is mittens. And it's mittens. But again, the threats, the real threats are the ones that we don't hear about. They're not the ones that are tweeted. They're not the ones who are put out there in public. They're the ones who come at the 11 o'clock phone call. If you continue down this path, you or your husband or your kids are going to disappear or be found in a horrible plane crash. Consider that. Click. Those are the credible threats, don't you think?
Right. No, I absolutely think those are, and should that be sufficient to? Well, let me put it this way: are we living in a Praetorian Guard situation? And for those who don't remember what that is, they were the guardsmen of the emperor in ancient Rome. But the problem was the Praetorian Guardsmen from time to time would get tired of the emperor, so they would kill him. So that was what you always had to worry about. Hey, I'm emperor, isn't this great? But you're looking around like, I don't know, is it great?
Right.
I hope we're not living in that. And if we are, this is the time that somebody has to speak up and say, this is the problem, what we're facing here, because that's not just their lives on the line. It's all of ours, because that means we're all subject to this.
Yeah. Et tu, Brute. And that's why I pretty much have to keep the door to this particular room locked every morning, because I'm afraid Ron Phillips will sneak in here behind me with an ice pick and just right at the base of the skull, and it'll be over quick. But still, it concerns me. And the problem is I could see it coming because of the camera, and I'd be able to, if I couldn't see it coming, I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm good with that. But hang on. Money. Whoa. Space Hippie on vacay. Thank you for the tip, and that is a nice tip. Audrey says, "Pull my finger." And hang on a second. Because of that, we can actually turn the projector back on. Hang on a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Because we couldn't.
I guess he just
Johnny Manziel
because of the electricity bill, but now we can because of Audrey. Hold on a second here. Is it? Let's see if it comes up.
Wow.
A lot of times.
What?
Here we go.
Right in the middle of the show, his
we can't really turn on all of the lights because it is expensive to turn the lights on.
There it is.
And now we can actually turn on this. So thank you, Audrey, for allowing us to the full experience here at the Daily Mojo. And Audrey, you know how much I love you. So thank you.
By the way, I love that logo.
Yeah.
I love the logo.
You're that makes 3 people now. You're one of 3.
Yeah.
I was told that Sean Connery does not look as good as he used to in the image behind it there. Although I was pretty impressed with the fact that our graphics team used my eye as the dot of the eye in the background.
In the background.
It's in your face. It's got. I love the.
It is his
tagline
face,
comment.
actually. Yeah. It is his face. Yeah.
We spent a lot of money on the graphic design for that one. That was we blew a lot of the budget right there. It's almost embarrassing, so let's just move on. Speaking of embarrassing, the Texas Tribune. I don't trust the Texas Tribune, but that is the Texas Tribune. Jasmine Crockett leads James Tallarico by double digits in the Senate Democrat primary, according to the poll. Who did the poll? Do we know?
That's a
Democratic primary, according to new poll. Where it doesn't say. Oh, hang on a sec. Pollsters from the University of Texas Politics Project. So it's a university system poll. All right. So what do we make of this? Aside from that, is actually kind of terrifying that Jasmine Crockett is leading in any poll except for the crazy poll.
Well, first of all, we just came off a segment where we said don't pay attention to polls, which we need to continue to do, is not pay attention to polls.
Absolutely.
But
right.
What's interesting about this is the Democrats have traditionally gone in a certain wave, right? They go as far left as they possibly can, so far that it gets them kicked out of power. But on the way out, they change things they know Republicans won't fix. Then they try to moderate by finding people like Bill Clinton, and then that's how they get back into power, so they can go all the way to the far left again. Well, ideally, James Tallarico, who is trying to paint himself as being this Christian, but like the Christian left, which was a thing they tried to do back in the mid-2010s, where they said, oh yeah, well, look, we're Christians. We just don't believe in all that conservatism, but trust us, we're still Christians. And that fizzled out after about a year. So James Tallarico's tried to run in that envelope, and so far it doesn't look like he's doing very well, and it looks like there is a big appetite for someone as crazy as Jasmine Crockett. And that makes you wonder, in all of these other races, in the House races and Senate across the country, are we going to see Democrats looking for as far left liberals as possible, or will you see them go toward somebody who is more centrist, that they believe, or that the traditional money believes that you could pull some people from the middle and the far left into the right?
The thing about Jasmine Crockett, don't get me wrong, I think she would be incredible on like a 5-hour date on a Friday night. I mean, that would be amazeballs. However, do you
now wait,
I've heard
Brad,
people call her what?
Where is this date gonna start? I gotta ask that. Where does this 5-hour date start? Because I'm intrigued.
Somewhere that no one could see.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
No problem. You're not.
Just saying.
You're not expecting to have fun at putt-putt golf here.
No. Nope. We're going to bypass the putt-putt golf altogether. But people have called her stupid. I don't know that she's stupid. Again, I think she may be one of those who is sly like a fox, although there are times that she will turn on the stupid. She's shown that she's not stupid in that she does the accent changing thing. She's very aware of her audience. So she will change. She will go from a black girl from the hood to white chick accent. I've seen her do it. So she's got that going on in her brain. Is she crazy? Well, that's a dumb question. Is she stupid? Is she smart? What's your take?
No, I think she's very smart. In fact, in many ways, she's a lot like Joe Biden. She's a lot like Crooked Hillary. She's a lot like a lot of the Democrats who have been successful for a long time. Because keep in mind, what they would always do is they would just pander to the audience who was in front of them. That became more difficult as we got social media and other ways where somebody could clip something and say, hey, wait a minute. Down the street, you sounded like you were a hood rat, but now you sound like a private school girl. What's the deal? That is gotten to be more difficult, and that's the reason why she's gotten so much, I'll use the word smoke, because it's so apparent what she's doing. But I think she's smart in that she's catering to her audience. her audience is far left. A lot of her audience is because of the district that she's in. They are ghetto, and they would like to have somebody ghetto. And unfortunately, among blacks, you've had decades and decades of saying, well, hey, look, here's a complete reprobate. Oh, but we love the complete reprobate because he's black and he's successful. Like, no, he's just a complete reprobate. And
Right.
I think she's playing off that too.
And we
Like
recently
Jesse
had
Jackson.
the
I
thank
gotta
you.
throw that in
Yes.
there
Yes.
because they really hate it when I attack him. So, like Jesse Jackson, who himself was one of those reprobates.
I'm going to ask you the same question I ask Ron all the time. Why do you hate the blacks so much, Bill? It's just embarrassing. For people like me, being an ally, I just cannot abide by people like you who are trying to tear down black culture. Speaking of black culture, though, we have Cardi B giving Jasmine the big thumb. She came out in support of her. And so I thought we would play just a couple of lines from her hit song "WAP" here on the Daily Mo. No, I'm being told we can't. No, we can't do. Apparently, we can't do that because there's something Anyway, but Cardi B has a lot of juice out. Poor choice of word. Yeah. She has a lot of pull out there in the community, and so that's going to go a long way, don't you think?
I think it will have. Yeah, I'd say it would have a positive impact. I don't know if Cardi B is any more successful than Taylor Swift, because keep in mind, Taylor Swift also tried this in Tennessee. She was backing Phil Bredesen when he ran for Senate, and that didn't go anywhere. I think this will probably have about the same. It's what the Democrats are really good at, getting a lot of the celebrities who are already in their camp to say, hey, we're already in your camp. And that promotes media. What it will do is probably spark some donations from people who may not have otherwise given or may not have given as much. But I don't think in terms of vote totals, that's going to do a whole lot. I'd also like to add, though, the radio acceptable, version of WAP is even worse than the actual version of WAP. I don't know if you can get that, but it is, yes.
What is it, about 10 seconds long?
Pardon?
How can it be more? How can the radio acceptable version be more descriptive than the? I'm trying that one. Hold on a second. My processors are trying to noodle that one over, and that's a toughie. How does it get?
Yeah, I'll offline. I will send it to you. I don't want to repeat the words that they use. But I remember being in the car and I'm listening to this like, that's the radio version? Okay, well, I think maybe I should drive to Canada and keep going, but then I realize it's probably worse there.
I want to bring, hang on a second. We need to create a whole, but before we do, again, poor choice of words within the context here, but the Beth Enoch brought up a really good point and tried to get Raven to express it, and I think I didn't express it well enough to her. But going back to, again, the late great El Rushbo, he was very good at reminding people how important the primaries are. That is where your real choice is. That by the time you get to the generals, you've got no choice. You really don't. Right. Can you just kind of hit on the importance and remind people of why primaries, which a lot of people just kind of blow, it's just a primary. But they're probably more important than the general, are they not?
150%. Look, think about everything that we talk about on a daily basis. Think about all of the ideas, all of the actions, everything that you think about when you're complaining about someone like, let's say, Mitch McConnell. But we have plenty of people, especially on our side, who say, yep, I'm going to take it off. It doesn't matter. I'll just vote in the general. Then the general comes along, and then someone like Mitch McConnell is your candidate. You say, well, I don't like Mitch McConnell. Why did they pick this guy? This has got to stop. Well, you should have been out there not only advocating for your preferred candidate in person, could be on election day, or if you have a convention, or however you do your nominating process there, but also on social media, also when you're having those conversations with family and friends. This is the time for the fight, because if you let someone else pick, then you'll have no choice. And if you then sit home in November and you get a Democrat who is as crazy as Kathy Hochul or Jasmine Crockett, you are responsible.
All right, quick timeout here, an obscene profit-centered timeout, and then back with more Phil Bell on the Daily Mojo in a moment.
Thank God it's Friday.
Hey, where are the white women at?
The Daily Mojo.
Oh, look at that. Crafting Freak. Crafting Freak over there giving us a little G-string tip there. Thank you again. Crafting Freak says, coming to my show today on Whatnot, Lauren's Unique Crafts at 3 Eastern. If I make money, I promise to give it to Brad and Ron next week. Not all of it. She said, I'll give some. And thank you for all you've done. Imagine what we could accomplish if you dig just a little bit deeper.
A little bit deeper.
Yeah, just a little bit deeper. And also, this portion of the program is brought to you by our the fine young woman over at smellmymojo.com at Sugar Creek Goods. One job, which is one button. It's just one little button. It's
buddy.
One little. I mean, I can reach over and I hit the little button. Oh, what's this one do?
I'm a fireball.
Huh. Anyway, smellmymojo.com. Where'd you go? You're scaring me. All right, Phil Bell is our Washington, D.C. correspondent. He is Friday. He joins us each Friday because it's Freedom Friday. Now you can tell it's Freedom Friday because we were able to light up the sign on the back wall thanks to Audrey. All right, next up on the list here, a headline from Zero Hedge. And I really like Zero Hedge. They became real. They were recognized. They were one of the first new media companies recognized by the White House when Trump was after Caroline Leavitt got in there and was opening up the press room to the real press, to actual reporters, and not so much the activists. So congratulations again to Zero Hedge. Headline here reads, hyper-woke journo self-downgrades from first class because it had too many white men. Amen, sister. What happened here?
I just had a good laugh at this. So apparently this woman used to be an editor.
Wait, hold on. Before, do you know her?
No.
I mean, you guys.
Although you might think all black people know each other.
Don't they?
Not. And I'm pretty sure, based on this, if she saw me, she would melt down.
She looks pissed.
Probably constantly.
You should scroll down a little bit further to see her. I think it's like pro Gaza attire, which is just even.
That's
more
like they call that RBF, Brad.
No, that is, I'll kill you. That's not even resting bitch face. I have the utmost respect for black women because, yes. Where's her attire? Oh, here it is.
There you go.
That's it. No, honey.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
those pants are screaming, dude.
She walked out of the house after looking in the mirror. Yeah. That's. Sorry, you know what? I'm going to do her a favor. I'm going to go back up here. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So what's her story?
So she was on a flight in first class, and she looked around, and she saw 6 white men in first class. And she had what she calls substandard service by the flight attendant in first class, and we don't even know what that is because she hasn't described it. And so she asked to voluntarily be moved into business class, I guess so she could escape the 6 white men and the substandard service. Now, I don't know if she's ever been on an airplane before, although in her rant she says, well, I've flown in this cabin for many years. They don't exactly say, okay, well, now that you're back here, we got a whole different set of flight attendants. They have pretty much the same set once the plane gets in the air. But what was really funny is not only was this the height of stupidity, but when you go into the comments section, it's stuff like, yeah, amen, sister, rock on. Yeah, you do you. So it's not just that she, who was an editor of Vogue magazine, voluntarily said, I think I'm going to leave the lap of luxury to go hang out with the commoners because there's too many white people here. It's that there's people who endorse that. They're like, yes, go on and do that. I don't get it.
Technically, does that not make her the racist?
It absolutely makes her the racist. Absolutely. And thank you for pointing that out.
It's like Serena, right? That was decided that she was going to do her little soliloquy on the cotton plant that was in the in the hallway of the what $600, $700 a night hotel that she was staying at. It was like decided to. I'm sure she remembers being in the cotton fields picking the cotton. It boggles my mind. Again, I don't know if she really feels that way or if she's pandering to the useful idiots who will, sister her. Right. I don't know.
I think it's, at least 75-25 that she feels that way, because keep in mind, she's walking around with a pro-Gaza t-shirt on there. But I cannot understand what motivates this line of thinking. And it's just like you mentioned also about Serena Williams. These people did not pick cotton. The only time they pick cotton is if they go to a store that 90% of Americans cannot afford and get cotton merchandise off the rack.
Right.
That is their picking cotton. And yet they want to identify as being oppressed and that the white man is keeping them down. The white man is just sitting there in the other seats enjoying his drink. What's wrong with you?
Remember, who was the comedian who did the bit on when he went on a field trip? Black guy, and he said the field trip was to it was like to a cotton field, and they went out and all the kids got to get out and pick cotton.
Well, you know what?
I thought it was so cool. I came home with cotton in my pockets, and my mom's like, "You did what?"
Well, I think that would be a great field trip. Actually, that would be a great field trip for a lot of these woke racists, because keep in mind, as you know, the reason they created things like the cotton gin and all of those other pieces of equipment in order to harvest the cotton is because picking cotton is not easy. It's not fun. It's not just like, pick, put it in here and keep going. It's difficult.
Right.
And so before they go out and talk about, it's like Serena Williams, how it's racist for a cotton plant to be there, they ought to go pick some and see what it's like.
Which makes the whole, and Ron, I want you, because Ron says this a lot.
Careful.
And not that, I'm not going to say that one. But Ron will often say that cotton picking how many times because we've all heard, but you never think about it, but that would be considered by people like Serena Williams not even vaguely, overtly racist.
Overtly racist,
Overtly racist. And Ron, remember who invented the cotton gin?
Eli Whitney. I don't remember.
Good for you. Good white boy. Good white boy. Why do we remember that one? Why is that one? Because I was thinking the same thing. Why do I remember who invented the cotton gin?
They drill it into you in school. They make a big deal about it. Oh, Eli Whitney, the cotton gin.
Was he white or was he black? Was he
white.
Yellow? What color was he?
White.
Was he?
Yeah.
Bastard.
And I can speak from some experience, though. I did a video about the Obama ape video, and I mentioned, I said, wait a cotton picking minute. And let me tell you, they were not happy. The people on Al Gore's internet were not happy. So the only thing I had to say to that is, I'm pretty happy. And by the way, who was the first person I heard wait a cotton picking minute from? A black person. Who was the first person that I heard the phrase monkeyed up from? A black person. So I just love it how they go out there and try to demonize the language and do all this other stuff that they try to do. And that's why I encourage everybody, no matter how uncomfortable it might be, do not let them do that. Do not accede to their demands. Don't muzzle yourself, because otherwise they will start small like that. And next thing you know, you're living in a world that is completely foreign.
You're living in a world where Al Green looks at you and says, "You better not call me an ape," even though he groomed himself that day
like an ape. Yes,
like an ape.
I mean,
and then
it looks like if you go to the zoo, and you
I
see the
know
old
it
ape
was
walking around it. Al Green.
He did that intentionally. I am convinced. Do you know Maxine Dexter?
Maxine Dexter. I've heard that name in the last
She
day or
is.
so. Oh yeah, the white
Demo-
milk lady. Yes.
Here we go. Maxine Dexter and the white milk lady.
Please ask for the science-based regimens, not whatever RFK Jr. is getting kickbacks on, or whatever whole milk, white supremacy, dog whistling that's happening right now.
White milk is racist.
Now,
what if doesn't it come from Jersey cows, and aren't Jersey cows black and white?
Yes, they are. They are. The cows are interracial right off the bat, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's really interesting to me, I mean, obviously it's more buffoonery from the left, but do you see what she said there about RFK, that RFK is getting kickbacks from? You heard Abigail Spanberger, the governess of Virginia. What did she say? Oh, well, Trump is enriching himself off crypto scams and so on. That is one of their big talking points that we've got to make sure to push back on. They are trying to say that the people in the administration are somehow getting rich and enriching themselves and so forth. Now, keep in mind, they ignored completely Hunter Biden. They ignored everything about the Clinton Global Initiative and the Clinton Foundation and Clinton hanging out with Epstein. But they are trying to say that people who are normally in business, like Eric Trump and Don Jr., who are, of course, not the president and also not in the administration at all, they're somehow enriching themselves. That's one of the talking points, and you've got to come after it every time.
They continue. Well, they're good at what they do. They are very good at what they do. They being the Democrat propaganda machine, credit where credit is due. They have enough useful idiots out there who will take whatever they are told. That's the amazing thing, is that anybody who supports Trump is called a mind-numbed robot. Again, reference, hat tip, Rush. But they are such mind-numbed robots that they won't even fact-check themselves. And if they are presented with the facts, they'll deny them. It's right. It is, again, it's mind-boggling how stupid people can be when they choose to be ignorant. It's a skill. It's a skill that's mind-blowing.
And it's exactly what you said. Choose to be. These people have chosen to be. That's why I don't go out and say, well, look, you're just stupid. No, they are choosing to be this way. They are choosing to embrace this thought process or lack of thought process, and they're choosing to believe whatever it is they want and not listen. And a republic, a representative republic, as Benjamin Franklin said, was not made for people like that.
And that's just it. And we continue to go down this path to ignorance, which I think ignorance does end up breeding stupidity somehow. I mean, the documentary Idiocracy taught us that. But I sent you this morning because, again, when I think the headline at the New York Post, Somali trucker busted driving wrong way down the highway, not only failed the English test, but he couldn't read road signs. So this dude is just bebopping down the, okay, hang on. Oh, good. It's going to open the app for me. Yay. Here we go. This is the Somali truck driver.
18-wheeler going the wrong way down.
Which part, the truck driver or the app opening?
Both.
You thank you. I mean, now
he is on the northbound lanes of 61 going the wrong way.
It's wow. Now I will say that he obviously
I'm going southbound on 61.
The smarter thing would have been to pull over to the side and just stop.
61.
Right.
and instead of continuing on down, but he had to find some way to get off. He obviously knows he's going the wrong way at this point because he's got his emergency. Well, I assume he does. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. He's got the emergency flashers
it looked
on.
like he had the flashers on. Yeah.
Is he on the phone? It looks like he had a phone up to his ear. But these are the Somalis that, what is it with the Somalians, man? They are just, talk about a group of is that it? Did I just stereotype an entire group of people? I'm sure there are some good Somalis out there somewhere, aren't there?
Yeah, maybe the ones who stay and just engage in the piracy in out there rather than doing it here.
Right. The Somali pirates, they're good at what they do. I'll give them that.
Now,
this is just, it's amazing he didn't kill anybody.
Wow.
I wonder how Taylor Truck Lines feels about that. I wonder if he's still employed. Do we know whether or not he's still employed?
Well, we don't know that, but I'll tell you, one of the leading voices on this is Craig Fuller. He owns Freightwaves and also Trains Magazine. Been a family trucker for years, and he actually, at a conference that my company put on a few months ago, he spoke about this. And basically what happens is a lot of these companies, and they will be owned in many cases by immigrants, what they'll do is they will have people come from their home countries over here for as long as they can possibly stay. And obviously they're exploiting the loopholes and getting these CDLs and being able to drive then for as long as they're able to stay in the country and then go back. And that's assuming they don't stay here illegally or otherwise. So it's not just that you have very lax procedures, or states like Minnesota and New York up until recently when they agreed to finally stop doing this, in California, where they were like, oh, you're illegally here, we'll give you a driver's license, a commercial license at that. It is that plus the immigration process and everything that's going into it. So it is several factors converging, not just the fact that they might be Somali. So it's all kinds of wrong.
I had forgotten about the Somali pirates until you mentioned the Somali pirates. And whenever I think of the Somali pirates, I think of that operation when they had the people kidnapped. How many years ago was that? Remember when our sharpshooters took them out on the high sea?
Captain Phillips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like Scotty said, that's like trying to hit a bullet with another bullet while on the back of a horse doing warp 7. And that's kind of what that dude did. I mean, being able to...
They took out 3 of them at the same time.
Through that little bitty window. My surprise. I mean, it just... Anyway, these, like I said, at least the Somali pirates they're good at what they do. All right, finally, this piece from Revolver. Headline, you better sit down for this one. Here's how Biden regime got illegals on commercial flights. Surprise! What's happening here?
So I'll give a little preface here. This got in my head because I had a friend, actually one of my clients, who was, shall we say, inspected by TSA yesterday, time for sexual assault. And she this time, got plenty of sexual assault and is very upset about it. And in the process, I saw this over on Revolver because we were all asking why it is that we had to go through all of this in order to get on an airplane, but the illegals were just streaming on. Well, it turns out some of them were able to do this because they were sex offenders. And since they were sex offenders, they were getting paperwork to indicate that they were sex offenders, kind of like the people doing the feeling up. And so they would present that as an ID in order to get on an airplane. I also want to point out that it means the Biden regime agreed you needed some kind of an ID. And so opposing voter ID is just stupid. But they had them agree that they are sex offenders and say, yep, I'm a sex offender. Let me on the airplane.
You're right. It's a good thing I was sitting down because these things just piss me off to no. And then you brought up the TSA, which just really sent me through the roof because every time I hear those 3 little letters, I get because we allow them to continue to sexually assault people on a daily basis, scot-free. Legal sexual assault, and we have, as Americans, allowed that to continue instead. And we have a lot on our plate. But that is just, it's such an egregious violation of our rights that, and I'm convinced that they started this just to see how far they could push it.
Yep.
Because
just
this
like everything they did
does
with COVID.
nothing. Yes, exactly. I mean, it is such an what have they found? I would like to see a list and photos of what. Tell me what you found doing this across and back and forth and up and down. Tell me what you found, because I guarantee you they haven't found a thing.
Right? And I'll just remind everybody, what do you think you're going to get by going in there and touching someone's private area? Oh, yeah, you know what? Gosh, I forgot that bomb, that blasting cap. I left it right there by my you-know-what. That's right. I mean, give me a break. It's not physically possible. It's not even, likely. And again, and this is the most important thing, if you, being the government, you having the CIA and the NSA and the FBI know that there is the prospect of something happening, you are supposed to keep those people as far away from an airport or a train station or a highway as you can. You should be watching them all the time. And if it looks like they're going to do something bad, you stop them. Even if they later on come along and say, hey, well, that was unconstitutional. Guess what? It's okay, because you prevented people from dying before they got anywhere near where they could cause trouble. That is what we pay you for, not to be groped.
It is. Now I got to go take my Xanax. Thank you, Phil. Thank you for that one. The double standard, the idiocy that these people have enabled in Biden's party. How is Biden? And again, I'm not wishing him dead. How is he still alive if Scott Adams is dead? How is that happening?
There was an article earlier this week where it did suggest that he's in really bad shape, but that his spirits are high and whatnot, but that they do think the cancer has gotten much worse because it spread to the bone. So, you obviously feel bad to hear that. I disagree with him on everything except trains and Corvettes, because apparently he does like trains and Corvettes, but you don't want to see that happen. But yeah, that's been the story recently.
Haven't let's see, what wasn't he? He was just in public though.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's a story. Washington Post 4 days ago. Headline just says Biden and aides project optimism in cancer fight, but some close friends worry. But here's one from October of last year. Joe Biden undergoing radiation therapy as cancer something. It's all right. So these could be the first headlines of he and Mitch McConnell may be on the same page. He's going to be in South Carolina tonight for apparently what?
Something to celebrate his primary victory in 2020, because I think that was because they credit that with propelling him to the nomination, and Jim Clyburn. I think that was the point, was to celebrate the anniversary of that.
All right, so we, in theory, will get to see him in person probably tonight. So we'll get a look.
Well, no, that should have been earlier this week, so we should take a look. I thought that was around Monday or Tuesday, that article.
Yeah, well, it says he's scheduled to travel to South Carolina on February 27th for primary victory anniversary remarks. So that's tonight. So actually, we may have a glimpse.
Yeah, we could.
All right, so a glimpse at the former president, because is he, as the architect, if you will, of the cancer moonshot, which has swallowed a bunch of money, but hasn't really, at least that I'm aware of, given us anything of note in the battle against cancer, probably because there's so much money in fighting cancer that they don't ever want. And God help us if Trump finds the cure for cancer, because then they will fight like hell just to keep it from ever coming to market, because they have a right to have cancer, and Trump is a racist, and he shouldn't be able to cure cancer. Sorry, I went off on
cancer. That. They would be looking for ways to get cancer. That would
Yep, they sure would. It's all right. Sorry about that little derailment there. A little train lingo for you. Back to the real world. AllThingsTrains.com. What's happening over there?
So on Sunday, All Things Trains, a.k.a. your favorite DC correspondent, Phil Bell, is getting in the truck and driving up to Clark, New Jersey for the Mother Seton Train Show. So we're going to have a little bit of video from there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you're going to see that up on the website early next week.
Excellent. All right, my friend. Anything that we missed you want to wedge in there before we bid each other adieu?
Yeah, if you're in Northern Virginia, come to the Fairfax GOP convention. The details are on fairfaxgop.org starting tomorrow. That's Saturday at 9 a.m. So come on down. This is the building blocks of freedom. This is where we get everything started. So make sure to come down. And if you're in Fairfax, join the party.
All right. Thank you, my friend. Phil Bell, ladies and gentlemen, all around good guy and freedom fighter out there, allthingstrains.com. And we'll see him again next week, and we'll be back here in a second on the Daily Mojo.
How's your mojo hanging? Need a lift? That's why we're here.
Coffee ring on a headline, ink stains on a kitchen table ran, bill stacked like a brick wall, laugh so we don't scream where we stand. We got flags on the front porch, dreams on a clearance sale tag, they shake hands in a back room, we're counting quarters in a paper bag. This is the Daily Mojo. Red, white, broke but alive, chasing that American way of life. Hey, hey, hey. We hold the line, shoulder to shoulder if the cash runs out tonight. Hey, hey. We still got heart, hey, and we still got fight. Hey, the Daily Mojo. Our way of life.
Download the Daily Mojo app and enable notifications to make life a little easier. Oh, and tell a friend about us. You'll be glad you did.
Daily Mojo, Daily Mojo. Our way of life.
Bradley J., back to you.
Elon Guru, over to you. I make way more money if I'm willing to fly. That is my problem, though. Hobo Joe, I don't fly. If I cannot drive there, it's not worth it. I'm telling you, it is really it gets me in a piss poor mood if I think I have to fly somewhere. Ask anyone around me.
A lot of people don't like to fly anymore at all. Misty's dad, he didn't get on a plane to save his life. He wouldn't do it.
I mean, Wade Robertson says, I hate the TSA, but I don't mind the free sexual assault. But they're not even hot. It's usually
it's some dude.
Ugly fat dude. Well, maybe Wade likes that. Whatever. Have not.
I told you my story. I had a Hispanic guy frisking me, and he was not happy about it.
Apologetic, but that's horseshit.
Yeah, he
do it.
Didn't
How
want
about
to do
you
it.
don't do it?
Yeah,
but bullshit. He wanted to do it.
He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it. I could tell he didn't want to.
You know what? If he didn't want to do it, he wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, but some people they have to have a job, so they get a job.
They don't have to have that job.
Oh, yeah.
So
Not going to
you're
win this argument. Okay.
Nope, you're not, because they can find another job that does not involve legally sexually assaulting other human beings on a daily basis.
Right,
there is no excuse.
They don't see it that way, obviously.
They should.
They don't.
People who kill other people don't see that as bad, but they should.
You don't say cops are legally assaulting people when they frisk you.
That's a little different. Generally speaking, if they're frisking somebody that has been arrested for a crime, for somebody who is suspected of
not
committing
arguing
a crime,
for or against. I'm just saying you don't say that about cops.
I absolutely do. If they are suspected of, can they just stop you on the street and frisk you? No, absolutely not. They cannot.
They have to have probable cause.
Yes. They don't have probable cause at but by the way, is TSA law enforcement? If they don't have probable cause, then that's a problem. Then the cop is not doing the right thing, and those are the bad cops. That's why the auditors are so important, to keep them at least up on their legal ease, at least knowing what, because a lot of these auditors, I would say 90% of them know the law better than the cops do, which is a sad commentary on the cops.
It is. It is.
But the TSA, no excuse. None. Nope. None. Fake Zo says, Somalian pirates, whee! They're good at it.
They are
except
good at
the
it.
three, Except the three who lost their head.
That's a fact. That's a good movie, too, by the way.
The Somali
Captain
pirate
Phillips,
movie?
yeah.
I thought you meant the this one here, which is how alien abductions really happen.
What is this all about? Why am I being abducted? Oh, it's just a routine checkup to see if human beings qualify as intelligent life. Can you hear that? Yeah. Okay, how about this? No. Okay, and how about this?
Oh, yes, need to stop, make it stop!
Great, now let's get you out of that skin. Don't be shy.
Can't take my skin off.
Oh, right, human, sorry. Think. Okay, what do we got here? And think, So does Earth get Clarabon's biggest flinks? Love that challenge. Hilarious.
I don't get cable.
The way Gorchops always get himself into trouble.
What is it?
Right. This may be a little difficult to hear. Okay, Dave?
Give it to me straight.
Dave, I'm afraid you can't teleport.
Right, I never could teleport.
Right, on Earth, but on Andromeda, you won't be able to.
You see?
Well, I want a second opinion.
You know, he needs different bedside manner. That is not the way to tell somebody that you can't teleport. You don't have, I mean, you should at least make him comfortable first. Have you heard of the movie The Testament of Anne Lee?
I have not.
You know who Amanda Seyfried is?
Yes.
She had to wear a prosthetic butthole for the movie.
Why? Did they show her butthole?
No. They did not show. No.
Well, why would she have to wear a prosthetic one if they're not
in
showing
case?
it?
In case.
Oh.
I mean, what if you accidentally see somebody's? I mean, like a cat. People should be more like cats, just like, hey, whatever, here it is. But they had to give her a prosthetic butthole because they might see it, because Anne Lee is the founder, or I guess one of the founders of the Shaker religion. You've heard of the Shakers?
Shakers, yeah.
Not the movers in the Shakers.
No, but isn't that Amish type?
It's down that same
the
road,
Mennonites,
sort of.
Mennonites, Shakers.
Except like the Shakers don't believe in sex, which is a problem, because if you're going to make more Shakers, there needs to be some bumping and some shaking going on.
I know the Mennonites in North Dakota would hire out young gentlemen to come impregnate their daughters.
So that's disturbing.
So yeah, I mean that may be what the Shakers.
Unless you're one of the young gentlemen and the daughter's hot, but generally speaking, in one of those communities, they probably don't shave their underarms either, and likely don't believe in deodorant.
There you go.
The Shakers, though, I think have died out. There might be some left, but the Shakers, I was surprised to see this, because I almost drowned right next to their bridge. And so I hold it. There's a special place in my heart for the Shakers. If you're not familiar with the Shakers, it is a. Did
they save your life?
This movie was out. Oh, hell no.
Oh. Okay.
The movie came out, I guess, last year. I had not heard of this, but this is the trailer for it's called The Testament of Anne Lee.
Witnesses. For those new here, who are unaccustomed to a woman preacher.
All that our mother has done.
Come nearer to me.
Christ's spirit first appeared as a man. but has reappeared to fulfill the promise of the second coming. As a woman, our Mother Anne.
I have seen a chosen people waiting for us in America.
We will plant a great big tree with deep and solid roots.
They, I'm going to pause here just a second here. They believe that sexual intercourse was the root of sin. Therefore, they abstained from marriage and procreation.
I didn't see one butthole in that trailer.
Right, exactly. But it's a good thing that she had one on, because what if you had?
I guess.
We are so few, yet we have lost so many.
You will go out and make our presence known.
Anne Lee's religion is the spirit of witchcraft.
I cannot preach without being harassed.
Wartime is coming.
Legend has it, there appeared a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet. Anne Lee.
So apparently Anne Lee saw her mom and dad bumping uglies when she was a Ute. And that was kind of the genesis, if you will, pardon the pun, of the no sex thing. They practiced celibacy, communal, utopian lifestyle, pacifist. They were pacifist. They were obviously charismatic worshipers. And again, this is based on, as they said, true legend. I grew up I never grew up, but I lived when I was a Ute in Enfield, New Hampshire. And that was one of the, I think were there 19, I think at the height of their existence, there were 19 or 18 major communities. One of which was in Enfield, New Hampshire on Mascoma Lake. And they made really sturdy furniture. But it's funny you should mention the Amish, because their furniture, much like the Amish, very sparse, very utilitarian. They didn't believe,
but well built, apparently. Much like the women. Shaker built furniture. Probably going straight to hell for that one. The furniture is very straight lines, not a lot of pizzazz, but well built. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I think that the set of boxes that my dad made for me, which I didn't know that he made because he didn't say he made them until I found a note in them and said, I made these. Yeah, there is it's called Shaker style, isn't it?
Yeah. It's very, and
build.
It's like mission style, kind of the same, but a lot of straight lines, minimal pomp and circumstance. But they built the Shaker Bridge there's a Shaker Bridge right there. That is across Mascoma Lake. Mascoma Lake is it's a fairly large lake. I don't remember exactly what the circumference is around the lake, but that's looking back toward New Hampshire. And then this is kind of the opposite view. And this is where I learned to swim, right down here in this corner. There's a boat ramp, boat launch on the bottom right corner. In the bottom left, there was a little swim area and a little platform out there. I can't remember how old I was. It must have been 7. But I tried to swim out to this platform and damn near didn't make it.
Wow.
I mean, I remember I was one or two down for the count. I can't remember if I was able to finally reach up or somebody pulled me out of the water, but it's almost drowning is terrifying. So now every time I hear shakers, I think drowning. But the bridge right there, I mean, they made good bridges. They made good furniture. They, again, like the Amish, simple living. Their architecture was not fancy in any way, shape, or form. The founding leaders were Jane Wardley, Ann Lee, and Lucy Wright, women. I think, and I may make sure I don't want to misquote them, I believe they thought the second coming, and there's still 12 shaker communities in the United States. They believe that the second coming of Jesus will be a woman, I think, which probably gives some people pause. They believe in a gender-neutral God. Yeah, I think gender-neutral. I have to be careful how you use the terminology. But they were formed in 18th century northwest of England. But they would dance around. They don't believe in sex. So how do they get new members?
Procreate, yeah. How does that happen?
It's either by conversion, or they also adopt orphans. Interesting, isn't it?
Huh.
Could you be a shaker?
Probably not.
You know why they were called the Shakers?
No.
They would shake around a lot during the services to shake off sin. They were initially known as the Shaking Quakers. And they had the...
Now, I've heard of the Quakers, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Quakers is a separate group. But every time I think of people especially people, and there's nothing wrong with having, good, solid, shall we say, ultra-conservative morals and judgment and taste, but when it is 100 degrees or 105 degrees and you are wearing all of that, you wish that Smell My Mojo was around, is all I'm going to say. No snakes, no dancing, says E1 Guru. Quakers were similar, but they like sex. Yeah, the Shakers, as a kid, I remember, because in Enfield, let me see, the building is still there. Is that it? Yeah, there's the Shaker Museum in Enfield, and it still sits right there on the lake. I don't know if they own it or if that's a park now, but I remember as a kid, I don't know how I knew it, but it's like, how do you not have sex? And didn't God say go forward, be fruitful, and multiply? Because otherwise, there ain't going to be none of you left. There's Shaker Bridge today. It's paved. That, again, going back to the 17th century and not believing, I guess, I don't know if they believe.
So if a Shaker
tools.
woman gets pregnant, is she excommunicated? Is that how that works?
You better either that or it's divine.
Divine, yeah.
Conception and
immaculate.
Mm-hmm. I don't guess they didn't really have power tools then. So can you imagine having to build that bridge all by hand? But again, you had women founders, so it was probably a lot of women telling the men what to do. Right? Just saying. Probably a lot of women and Mascoma Lake is a beautiful lake. Initially, though, the town of Enfield sits. Let's see, where is it? It's on one side or the other. I can't tell which end of the lake this is from. But right there, Enfield, New Hampshire, Shaker Bridge, Shaker Village, seen on the right. That means Enfield is over here on the other side. Initially, all of the sewer pipes of Enfield drained into the Mascoma River, and that, of course, drained right into Mascoma Lake. So it was, I would imagine back then, a little polluted when you flush all the. I guess that happened in a lot of places early on in the early days before public plumbing, public utilities. A lot of people just dump it in a lake because why not? Where else are you going to put it? Right? To this day, though, that lake, it is murky. And I don't know if it's murky because of all the
or if like at one point in time, maybe it was like crystal clear.
But you didn't give two shits while you were swimming in it, apparently. You see what I did there?
Yeah, but you're also 7 or 8.
You don't care.
You get out there now, you're like, ugh. And every year, I don't know if it still happens, but people will go out there to put their the ice houses out there and fish on the ice because
when it freezes over, yeah,
frozen enough to walk on it and actually drive on. And I don't know if it still happens every year, but inevitably somebody would drive their vehicle out there a little too early or a little too late in the season. And I have no idea how many vehicles are at the bottom of Mascoma Lake, but I know there are some. I don't know if am I caught up? Yeah, I'm caught up. I can almost guarantee you the Shakers do not believe in AI. They don't believe in AI. They probably, which is kind of sad because you can have a lot of fun with AI. As this person did, this is I can't remember the channel name, but this is a really good song about James T. Kirk.
Andrea, Miramani all agree we can't get enough of that guy, James T.
Yeah, these aren't real people.
He watched my little dance in my shiny gold attire, with emerald green skin and a heart full of desire. He's got the phaser, he knows how to aim. He leaves me breathless and screaming his name. He's a one-ship stop, makes the halters drop. He's a sweet talking space exploring Jimmy T. Starfleet man, Starfleet man. He's a one-ship stop, makes my sensors pop. He's a sweet talking space exploring Jimmy T. Starfleet man, Starfleet man. He pushed all my buttons down in that icy cave. He taught this little android how a woman should behave. He's got the phaser, he's got the drive. He pushes my engines to warp factor 5. He's a one-ship stop, makes the dresses drop. He's a sweet talk, space explorer Jimmy T. Starfleet man, Starfleet man. He's a one-ship stop, makes my sensors pop. He's a sweet talk, space explorer Jimmy T. Starfleet man, Starfleet man. He goes where no man has gone before. Leaves uniforms laying on the floor. He's got the right hardware to boldly explore. Hands on mission to where no man's gone before. Jimmy T, Jimmy T. He's a sweet talking space exploring Jimmy T. Starfleet man, Starfleet man. He fell out from the sky and he didn't know his name. He built a little fire and ignited up my flame. He's got the phaser, a heavy device. He docks his shuttle and it feels so nice. Stop, make my force field drop. He's a sweet talking space explorer Jimmy T. Starfleet man, Starfleet man. He's a one-ship stop, makes my sensors pop. He's a sweet talking space explorer Jimmy T. Starfleet man, Starfleet man. He's a one-stop, got you hot, making all the togas drop. One-stop, got me hot, make my sensor pop. He's a one-stop shop, makes my circuits pop. He's a smooth-talking, laser-firing Starfleet man. Jimmy T, Jimmy T.
Amazingly, AI did a better job in those 2.5 minutes than an entire crew of writers and producers have done in 8 weeks on Starfleet Academy.
Yep.
Have you continued to watch that show?
I have. I didn't see yesterday's episode yet.
I haven't seen it either, but it is, from what I can tell so far, an absolute train wreck. And it's because these people don't know Star Trek. They don't know how to write for Star Trek. They're not even really, if this performance is any indication, if their writing ability on Star Trek is any indication, they're not even really a good team of writers because they don't follow, they don't, there's no character arc. They don't look at what the character did the week before and say, oh, wait a second, if they had this, if they had this character development last week, then I can't revert to what they were before that. Because every character has an arc.
Yeah.
You grow as a character. You like their hologram. 1 week she was impermeable. The next week she's permeable.
One week she can't get damaged by anything. The next week you can shoot her and it hurts her.
Mm-hmm.
It makes zero sense. And they've already shot the second season. There's going to be there's going to be a second season. Whether it airs or not is another question. Paramount could take that as a loss, like they did. Let's see, who was it that did Was it Catwoman or Batgirl? Which one of the Batmans never got released and was just written off? Was it Batgirl? You remember?
No, well, yeah, because there's been Catwoman movies.
Right, but there was, Batgirl. Nearly finished, cost $90 million, was canceled in 2022 by Warner Brothers Discovery and will not be released. The decision was made to take the write-off because the studio deemed it not suitable for theatrical release. How bad does a movie have to be for them to go, nope?
Nope.
And will they do that with Starfleet Academy? And will the guy who has been ruining has been ruining Star Trek for the past 10 years, will he continue to be able to ruin it? And that might be, the good news is that he may be on the way out because the deal with Paramount being able to purchase Warner Brothers Discovery is moved forward.
Yeah, Paramount.
So Netflix is officially out.
Yeah.
Paramount will now be able to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. They already obviously own Paramount. It's the Oracle guys, but it could be that they decide to not release the second season, take it as a write-off, and ditch the whole thing, which half of me wants them to, and the other half wants it released just to watch the train wreck. But this is good news from a cultural standpoint that at least, well, I say it's good news, we'll see. Hopefully it is, that we don't get a bunch of woke crap moving forward from either Warner Brothers Discovery and or Paramount. And culture is upstream of news, so this may actually be good news for society in general. Again, it remains to be seen. But the board of directors at Warner Brothers Discovery decided that the offer from Paramount was a better offer than from Netflix. And I guess they had meetings at the White House. The CEO of Netflix went to the White House and didn't impress anybody. And I guess didn't impress the board of Warner Brothers Discovery. So we'll see if that makes any difference moving forward. And hopefully I've been watching Picard. The first season, great. The second season, did the second season go woke? I can't remember, and I'm only one episode in.
Of the second season?
I remember that. Yeah.
I think, was it? It was either the second or the third season that had Will Wheaton. Yeah. Anyhow,
I can't remember if the second season.
I want to say it was the second season, or maybe even he wasn't in the end of the first season, was he?
No.
Will Wheaton. Okay, then it's the second season because he interacts with the robot. What's her name? The android.
Oh yeah. What's her face?
Yeah.
I'll leave you with this tease. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. What did you call that? The galaxy box or something.
It looks like a galaxy in a box.
Yeah. It does look nice.
Tell you more about that on Monday, but right now, look at that. We're out of time.
What do you mean it's last call?
Yep, that went by quickly today. 2 hours of audio deliciousness known as the Daily Mojo for Friday. 2 more days till Monday, the 27th day of February, the year of our Lord 2026. And we like to find out if anybody learned a damn thing during the course of the program. Starting over in the Rumble chat room, because that's where they are. Dark Magnetos is not watching a bunch of fat chicks and gay Klingons. That was the bridge too far. Yep. The gay Klingon. It just made 0 sense. And apparently the Klingon catches kid you not, he catches a cold in the
this new episode?
In the episode, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, can you imagine the original Star Trek or Picard, that's a main plot point? Yeah, he catches a cold. And
I think Jaden is like the Jar Jar Binks of Star Trek.
I prefer Jar Jar Binks.
And that's saying something.
That is saying a lot. Peekapoo, in the beginning, the Shakers frequently worked cooperatively with the movers. Yes, that was another absolute point in history. We should have touched on that, but we didn't, and ironically, the Shakers didn't touch on that either. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Pickled Squirrel, it's so nice to have a functioning washer again. Going to the laundromat was eating into my sandwich making time. Did you, Jose? Was it, who? What's his name? You didn't even tell us what the washer's name is. That is crazy. Planes don't allow THC, so I don't fly, says Lep. You don't have to tell them. Yeah. Over in the Daily Mojo First Amendment room here, what we got going on over here. Frankly Speaking is over there. He's got his four-ways on. Oh, the truck. And then I thought, is he talking about the Shakers? And then I thought, nope, he's not the Shakers, not with a... Yeah, that's not going to happen. Remember that we the people... Oh, by the way, this afternoon, I think I'm over there with Keith, and tomorrow morning, Saturday Morning Live. In the meantime, we the people must hang together, otherwise we shall surely hang separately with the gay Klingons. 6 Semper Tyrannis, resist stupid. Good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are.
You got all kinds of time. What are you waiting on?
And listen at thedailymojo.com.